The drone operator almost missed it. From 200 feet up, the forest below looked like a wrinkled green quilt, until a flash of white broke through the canopy, a pattern too straight to be natural. 3 shapes, chalk-colored against shale. The letters spelled SOS. It was September 2023, 2 years earlier, in the same section of the Appalachian Trail near the Tennessee-North Carolina line. Evan Rhodes, a 29-year-old environmental teacher from Maine, had vanished while hiking the Iron Ridge Loop. The message lay 10 miles from where search teams had stopped looking. Evan left Springer Mountain Trailhead on June 4, 2021. His pack was standard: stove, tarp, camera, journal. He texted his sister a photo of sunrise over Big Bald with the caption, "Halfway there." At 6 p.m. that day, he signed a trail register log at Birch Gap Shelter. The next signature after his came 3 days later, someone noting, "No sign of guy with green pack." When Evan didn't return home, volunteers joined forest rangers for a week-long search. K9s picked up his scent until a thunderstorm rolled in and erased everything. They found his stove and journal under a lean-to. The last page read, "Saw lights on ridge at 2 a.m., not lightning, someone tapping rocks." After 14 days, the operation ended. In 2023, a university mapping team flew drones to document post-storm erosion. The operator, Lydia Tran, noticed a reflection that didn't match mineral composition. She zoomed, adjusted contrast, and saw the 3 block letters etched into gray shale, each nearly 6 feet tall. Coordinates: 35.8912 N, 83.0998 W, an area previously marked impassable. Rangers hiked in that evening. The letters weren't painted. They'd been scraped into stone, each groove filled with crushed quartz to stay visible from above. Beside the S, a faint arrow pointed downslope. At the arrow's tip lay remnants of a camp: collapsed tarp frame, burned tin cup, fragments of rope. Everything had fused under heat. The campfire pit contained ash mixed with what lab tests later identified as powdered granite, not wood. 20 yards away, investigators found a camera SD card wrapped in foil and sealed in a film canister. When they restored it, 6 video clips played. Clip 1, June 9, 2021, 10:13 a.m. Evan hiking, wind loud, saying, "Signal's gone, but I hear the river." Clip 2, June 10, 1:47 a.m., night vision, rocks glowing faintly behind him. He whispers, "It's moving again." Clip 3, June 11th, 6:20 a.m. Camera pointed at ground, concentric rings scratched into shale. He says, "Heard tapping, 3 beats, pause, 3 beats." Clip 4, June 11th, 6:43 a.m. A distant hum. Evan says, "It's under the ridge." Clip 5, unknown timestamp, static, then darkness. Clip 6, Aug 2023 timestamp, impossible, recorded 2 years later. It shows the same ridge from above, drone-like angle before fading to black. The grooves forming the SOS were cut nearly an inch deep. Rock weathering analysis showed they were less than 18 months old, long after Evan disappeared. Tool marks indicated a knife or sharp metal edge, single-handed work. Yet no new human tracks led to the site except those of the rangers. Thermal scanners recorded mild heat radiation from the carvings, even at night. The quartz dust inside emitted a weak electric charge when touched. When investigators lifted samples, the humming stopped. Among debris, they recovered 3 damp notebook pages pressed under a rock. Page 1. Day 5. Trail gone. The ridge hums like wires. I marked north with stones. Page 2. Day 6. Tried calling. Phone lights up at 3:17 a.m. with blank notification. ... Page 3. Day 7. If anyone finds this, I'm near a line of trees that all lean one way. The ground shakes after thunder. Each page was dated correctly to June 2021. The ink however, contained trace mineral content identical to the quartz from the SOS engraving, something a normal pen couldn't produce. When rangers mapped every item's coordinates, the objects formed a triangle pointing east toward an old landslide chute. Drone LiDAR showed a hollow chamber beneath, likely an air pocket formed after heavy rain in 2017. Ground-penetrating radar revealed a cavity the size of a small room, 15 feet below the surface. Inside, faint metallic reflections. They drilled a narrow borehole and dropped a camera down. The feed showed a torn piece of green fabric, part of a backpack, hanging from rock. Next to it, carved into the wall, a set of tally marks, 31 lines grouped by sevens, and beneath them, a single word scratched deep, here. When they extracted the sample, sensors detected a short electromagnetic pulse, like a dead phone turning on for an instant. The pocket collapsed 2 days later after heavy rain, burying the opening. Rescuers recovered only the carved rock fragment with the final letters RE. Forensics concluded the SOS was carved about 6 months after Evan vanished, suggesting he was alive far longer than anyone imagined. But no remains have ever been found. Today, hikers still mark cairns along that stretch of trail, leaving quartz chips atop them. At night, during storms, the rocks occasionally glow for a few seconds as if catching signal. Locals say the mountain isn't echoing, it's answering. And when drones pass overhead, their monitors sometimes pick up 3 faint letters shimmering below the canopy, where no light should reach. SOS. When the ridge reopened in spring 2024, crews went back under federal permit. The collapse had shifted the slope, exposing a new section of shale wall just above where the SOS had been. From a distance, it looked blank, but under infrared, the rock surface showed faint geometric traces. 3 concentric rings etched into the stone, like ripples frozen mid-motion. The field team marked the coordinates and lowered a bore camera into a hairline crack. Beyond it, the feed revealed a void roughly 10 feet wide. Dust floated inside like suspended smoke. On the chamber floor lay scattered items, a torn sleeping bag, fragments of metal foil, and what looked like a phone encased in hardened mud. The retrieval took 4 hours. The phone's casing was corroded, but the SIM and memory chip were intact. Model Samsung Galaxy S9, same model Evan had carried. When the data was extracted, only one audio file remained, time-stamped August 14th, 2022, 3:17 a.m., exactly 1 year after the disappearance and 1 year before the SOS carving appeared on satellite. It began with heavy breathing, then Evan's voice, weak but clear. "If this plays, I got it working." Battery was dead, came back on when the ridge lit up. "I don't know how long I've been here." The compass spins. The hum stopped for the first time tonight. "I think it wants quiet." A pause, then a sound like pebbles rolling. "There's a tunnel under the rocks. The light goes down, not up. If I move, it starts again." Static swallowed the rest, then one final phrase, almost lost under the noise. "Tell them I carved it big enough to see." The recording ended abruptly, followed by a single knock against metal. 3 beats. The team played it back dozens of times, hoping to isolate background echoes. At the 28-second mark, faintly behind his breathing, a second voice whispered one syllable, hard to place, either wait or west. The spectrogram showed the sound's frequency was lower than human speech, closer to ground resonance. They sealed the chamber after sampling. 3 weeks later, hikers in the same area reported hearing a rhythmic clack like stone against stone that repeated until dawn. Rangers checked and found nothing, but drone thermals taken that night revealed 3 distinct heat blooms along the ridge, exactly where the SOS had been carved. The letters glowed faintly, then faded. When lab analysts compared the quartz dust from the grooves to samples from Evan's campsite, they matched. The same dust also contained microscopic copper particles, the kind produced by lightning strikes. It suggested the Carthings had been reactivated by electrical charge, as if the mountain itself had replayed them. In June, one of the technicians reviewing drone footage slowed down a clip shot from above the valley. For 2 frames, the ground shimmered in a straight line, stretching from the SOS site to the eastern slope. When mapped against GPS, it pointed toward an old service road that had been abandoned since the 1980s. They followed it, clearing fallen branches until they found a narrow clearing bordered by shale cliffs. There, painted on a slab of rock in faded white pigment, were 3 words: "Stop, go back." The handwriting matched Evan's from his recovered journal pages. Next to it, someone had scratched 31 tally marks, 7 groups of 4, and 1 single line crossing them, the same count from inside the underground chamber. That night, a storm swept through the region. At 3:17 a.m., motion sensors left in the clearing recorded a single flash of light and a concussive sound like thunder but localized directly above the shale ridge. When investigators returned at dawn, the "Stop, Go Back" slab was split cleanly in half. The letters on one fragment had fused, forming the word "gone." The 2024 report classified the event as electrical anomaly following atmospheric discharge. They removed all equipment and closed the trail section indefinitely. But hikers who wander near the barrier say their phones sometimes buzz at random, no signal, just a blank notification that appears for 1 second before vanishing. The timestamp always reads 03:17 a.m., and when storms roll through the Smokies, the ridges flash white for an instant, spelling out 3 uneven shapes before fading with the rain. SOS. By autumn, the Appalachian forest had already reclaimed the ridge. Vines covered the borehole markers. Moss sealed the cracks where the letters had once been visible. The official closure signs were gone, stripped by wind or scavengers. To a passerby, nothing suggested a man had once carved an SOS big enough for satellites to see. But inside the forestry office in Asheville, a technician named Ray Carter was reviewing drone archives when he found a folder mislabeled Topography Test 2023. The file's metadata showed it had been uploaded automatically by one of the mapping drones 6 hours after its flight log ended. The video opened with static, then stabilized on a familiar frame, the ridge, taken from 200 feet above. In the center, the 3 quartz letters glowed faintly, as if filmed at night by reflected lightning. The drone hovered, adjusted focus, and began to descend slowly. At 50 feet, the feed caught something the earlier missions had missed: faint grooves radiating out from the SOS like spokes of a wheel, 6 long channels cut into the stone, each ending in small circles filled with crushed quartz. Together they formed a pattern, the same concentric rings Evan had drawn in his journal. Then the camera jerked. For 3 seconds, a human silhouette stood near the top of the ridge, head tilted upward toward the drone. The timestamp: August 14th, 2022, 3:17 a.m., the same minute as his recorded message. Ray paused the video, zoomed until pixels blurred. The figure was thin, face indistinct, clothes dark. It lifted one arm slowly and pointed toward the camera before the feed cut to static. He didn't tell his supervisor. Instead, he exported the clip and drove to the site 2 weeks later. The trail was quiet, the air heavy with the smell of wet leaves. When he reached the clearing where the slab had split, he found half of it missing. The remaining piece lay flat, covered in lichen. He touched the surface and felt warmth beneath his palm, not from sunlight, but from something deeper, steady and slow. The hum that investigators had reported the year before was still there, quieter now, like a heartbeat under rock. He set his phone on the stone and opened the voice recorder. "This is Ray Carter," he said softly. "If you're still out here, I'm listening." For a long time, there was only wind. Then a faint click. 3 beats, pause, 3 beats. He left the phone running and climbed back toward the trailhead. When he retrieved it an hour later, the file was 61 minutes long. The waveform showed silence until the last 30 seconds, when another voice entered the recording. A man, distant, whispering, "Tell them it's quiet now." Then a second voice, higher, softer, halfway there. The file ended with the same static pattern that had closed Evan's final message. The forestry department sealed the recording. Unofficially, they ordered the trail reopened for spring hikers, claiming all hazards mitigated. But those who walk that stretch say compasses still twitch near the quartz veins. When storms approach, the stones hum faintly, and drones flying above lose GPS for exactly 12 seconds at a time. At night, the forest stays unnaturally still, as if listening, and sometimes, under low cloud cover, light flashes against the rock just long enough to form 3 crooked letters before darkness swallows them again. SOS. No one ever found Evan Rhodes. His pack, his camera, his watch, nothing. But his sister keeps one of the recovered quartz fragments on her windowsill. She says it glows during thunder, just barely, like it remembers his hands. When asked what she believes happened, she always gives the same answer. He kept calling until the mountain finally answered. And maybe that's all the Appalachian Trail ever was. Not a path through wilderness, but a long, winding signal line, waiting for someone to speak back.